Who has this much fun even without winning anything? Check out Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski. He's number 5 on our list of things that stood out to me this week. Excuse me, Mr. Gronkowski. I don't know if you know this, but your Patriots team lost to the Broncos in the playoffs. You have no room to be twerking on stage rocking the boat, Mr. Gronkowski. I'm glad you're having fun. DJ Khaled has a message for you.
You smart.
Once the season was over, it's time for Gronkowski to have some fun. You smart for that, Rob. And for that, you're one of the top 5 things that I thought about this week. At number 4, Kendrick Lamar. During his performance, he won 5 Grammys, but it wasn't just him winning the 5 Grammys that stood out. His performance was one for the ages. Check out some highlights yourself.
As we proceed to give you what you need, trap our bodies, partake like everybody just stop. We've been hurt down before. When our pride was low, looking at the world, where do we go? I'm at the preacher's door. When they kill a dead at the preacher.
That was probably the most impactful performance I've ever seen in my life. Kendrick, it took me a couple times to watch it just to really get some of the nuances of everything Kendrick had going. Kendrick, I'm proud of you, man. That performance is going to stick around forever in 2040 when we're at the Grammys then. Kendrick, that performance was one for the ages. And for you, sir, congratulations on the 5 Grammys, but for you, Kendrick, DJ Khaled has a message for you.
You very smart.
Kendrick, you very smart because you knew that would spark up a fire in mainstream America when you decided to go with that performance. And for having that strength, being that brave, you and your team, I got to thank you, man. You really sparked up that conversation. Thank you, Kendrick. Let's keep it moving. This is funny. Actually, everything from here on out will be funny. Number 3 on my list. You got to watch this to believe it. Shaq Goodwin of the Memphis Tigers, my hometown. I don't know what the guy was thinking. Just look for yourself and you tell me what you think.
Aaron Oliver came on for Ryan Smith. Poked at by Goodwin. Oh, here's a fun one. Stuck in the rim. Technical foul. A technical on Shaq Goodwin, and he celebrates. What are you doing?
Is going on? Now that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. And if I'm Josh Pastner, I have no words. He came back with taunting the fans, and to do that, first of all, is classless. Second of all, what are you thinking?
And he's getting high fives up and down the bench and hit bumps. And
I mean, who's the guy that high-fived him? Like, what, guys, where is the focus right now? Again, giving up 42 points at halftime to Tulane, embarrassment enough, but where is the focus? You're playing for the NCAA tournament bid. You're playing for positioning in the American. You just lost to Houston in a game you should have won. Where's the focus? That's not Josh Pastner. That's not on him. That's ridiculous. If I'm Josh Pastner, I've been there before. I've never seen anything as ridiculous as that. You know, I'm the kind of guy, and look at her laugh, I probably wouldn't put him back in the game the rest of the game. That's what kind of guy I was. But again, you talk about what you're dealing with at Memphis right now. This makes no sense.
Look, this is Rick Barnes' first year at Tennessee. But I know him and about 300 other schools in college basketball would not be going for that. Josh Pastner, you got to get him off the floor for the rest of the season. Shaq Goodwin, you cannot be putting your elbow in the rim in a game that you guys were losing and went on to lose after getting blown out the game before. You can't be putting your elbow in the rim. What were you thinking? Where's your head? You don't have your head in that moment. Shaq, you can't be doing that. And for you, my friend, DJ Khaled has a message for you.
Win, 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 no matter what.
That's the goal, Shaq. You're supposed to be winning no matter what. You didn't have your mind on winning. All you had your mind on was getting out and making a highlight play in a game that was close. Shaq, we need you. You're one of our best players. You're the senior on the team. You got to be a leader in that situation. But you weren't. And for that, Mr. Goodwin, you played yourself in DJ Khaled's voice. Let's keep it moving. Now, this was just one of those weeks. All right. With Shaq, he probably would have been number one on any other week. But since we had so much going on, Kanye West, probably one of the most popular, and I'll give him this, impactful in his voice, rappers of our generation. But Kanye, you took it too far. The Life of Pablo, I went through it up and down. A fantastic album. But you want to know why we're not talking about the album wholeheartedly right now? Kanye, because you decided to go off on Twitter time and time after again. I seen one meme. Kanye, you tweet like you only got Wi-Fi for 30 minutes a day. Can you please act like you've been somewhere before, like you've won so many Grammys, been nominated for many more? Kanye, act like you have some dignity. Act like you just put out the number one album in the country. Please get it together. You want to see what I'm talking about? Watch this. Now, as you can see, Kanye, you distracted me from my creative process. Then, this is with Wiz Khalifa. He's basically telling Wiz, I own your child. You wouldn't have a child if it wasn't for me. Just summarizing a couple of the tweets. Don't ever hear him mentioning me with my family or my wife. I am your OG. What, Kanye? What are you saying? And then he goes on to apologize, and I'm happy to know that K means weed. Then he goes on to ask Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion to invest in his ideas, and then he says he's the greatest living artist and greatest artist of all time. Kanye, sir, you gotta get it together, my man. Again, like I said, The Life of Pablo is a fantastic album, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about you tweeting. What are you doing tweeting Wiz Khalifa, telling that man you own his child? You cannot be tweeting that. You got to get it together. And for that, DJ Khaled has a message for you.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one.
You want to know what that message means? Another one. Another one. When you started tweeting and when you tweet another one. Then another one. Then guess what, Kanye? You tweet another one. You need to gain some self-control because you're ruining this fantastic album. And number one on my list, I promise you, Kanye would have been number one any other week, but I don't have anything to say about this one. I'll let Matt Friedman of the Associated Press tell you this story about Dr. Love.
A Florida teen taken into custody by West Palm Beach police. 18-year-old Malachi Love Robinson facing multiple charges, including practicing medicine without a license. Police say he gave a medical exam to an undercover officer.
They say you examined a patient today.
You will hear from my lawyer.
According to his Facebook page and website, Dr. Love Robinson offers holistic and urgent care at his New Birth, New Life Medical Center.
I've done a lot of courses in institutions, locally and some non-locally in alternative medicine. I've attended many conventions and conferences, and I've done many exams which are required to get your boards in anything.
Before his arrest, Love Robinson spoke to WPBF TV.
So many physicians, they speak to me, and they're just in awe. And it's not because I'm a great person, not because I'm some miracle from heaven sent. It's just because I have a passion for helping people.
The Florida Health Department doesn't agree and sent him a cease and desist order. And last year, West Palm Beach police detained Love Robinson after he was allegedly caught in a pregnant woman's exam room at St. Mary's Medical Center.
I requested to shadow some physicians. Next thing I know, cops are there.
The sign outside his office with MD taped over.
I am not portraying myself as an MD.
Defending himself again during his Tuesday arrest.
I'm hurt because of the accusations and the allegations, but like I said, this is not the first time where I've been accused, and I will pursue this.
Love Robinson now free on a $21,000 bond. Matt Friedman, Associated Press.
Excuse me, Mr. Malachi Love. You have completely lost your mind. You are not a doctor. You've never been a doctor. And quite frankly, I hope they lock you up so you will never become a doctor. What are you talking about? They interrupted you in your practice. You don't have a practice. You want to know why? You don't have a degree. You're not a doctor, man. You don't own an office. You don't own anything. You just, I don't know how they let you get this far. Something's wrong with you, and I advise you, since now I'm a psychiatrist, since we're just waking up and being whatever we want to be, I advise you to get to the closest mental institute as soon as possible because you lost your mind. I could go on all day about this, but DJ Khaled got a message for you, Mr. Love.
Play yourself. Don't ever play yourself. Don't ever play yourself. Don't ever play yourself. Congratulations, you played yourself.
You played yourself, Mr. Love. Now I got to thank everybody who made this show happen. For my executive producer, Angela, my associate producers, Malcolm and Jatan, and everyone else that made this show happen, I got to thank you. Next week, our guest is Cam Sutton. And I want to leave you with a quote from Malcolm X. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. I got to thank you for watching the Mr. Taliaferro Show. We will be back next week.